Summer has officially arrived here in BC, and I have to say, it's the best time of year to forage. It feels like everything around me is flowering and producing fruit at the same time. It's a feast out there! As it has been 1,000,000 degrees in my apartment, I've been outside as much as possible, and you really can't get far without coming across something ready to eat, so I decided to cram a few plants in here. Let's start with a plant that you should really never ever use. This is called Daphne laureola, or Spurge Laurel. It came from the Mediterranean, and now it grows all up and down the west coast forests, especially wherever Douglas fir grows. It grows in what look like small 2 to 4 foot trees. Underneath the leaves are dozens of really juicy, delicious looking berries that are packed with poison, so it might be tempting to eat, but if you even touch the plant without gloves, you can get a blistery skin rash that will disappear only after a few days. So it's really best to run away if you see this plant. And now for some plants that are great for eating. This is Indian plum, also known as Oregon plum, also known as bird cherry, or oso, aka bearberry, because birds and bears love it too. The fruit starts off as a salmony rose color and then ripens to almost blue-black. The ripe berries have a dusty coating on them, and the stem turns bright red. This is very similar to Oregon grape. Like most stone fruit, Indian plum has a cyanide-rich pit in the center, so be careful not to chew on that, and also be careful not to crack your tooth. Indian plum has been used medicinally for hundreds of years due to its laxative effect, so don't eat more than a cup at a time unless you're near a toilet. The fruit has a very different taste to it than what I'm used to. I don't know that I would just eat it plain, but it makes a really nice jam and is a great addition to sangria, which is what I'm using it for today. I started off by crushing the berries and put them in a big pitcher. Be careful as the juice will stain everything, including your hands. And then I just added a bunch of the absolute worst wine I've ever tasted in my life, which is like this white wine that comes in a plastic jug. It was far too sweet for us to drink as is, so I knew it would pair well with a bunch of bitter berries and a splash of OJ. I was right. I just let it mesh together for 2 or 3 days, and I had a perfect porch wine. Next up we have salmonberry, which is also native to the west coast. It's also related to the raspberry. It has a fuzzy hat and a hollow core. The berries start off as a yellowy orange and then they ripen to a darker red orange. The dark berries are sweeter, but even the ripest berries are a bit tart in comparison with raspberries. And next was wild cherry. What else can I say? They're wild cherries. They taste and look just like a regular cherry, but smaller, and the flavor is more concentrated. Yes, they're safe to eat raw, and they are so delicious. In terms of cooking with the wild cherries, you can sure put them in a pie, but they're good enough to just eat as they are. And most of them didn't make it home with me because I just kept eating them on the trail. So there you have it. 3 delicious West Coast natives that take little to no preparation to really enjoy. Our haul didn't last long enough to cook with, but I'll be back really soon with blackberry recipes. Thanks for joining us for this mini episode, and we'll be back really soon with a full episode. In the meantime, happy foraging.